And hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me this evening. This is Reverend Bryan Rawls with the Magical Journey, and we are on Midsummer's Eve. We have the solstice tomorrow, and the energy is amping up, and it's very intense, and I know that I am definitely feeling the energy. And I know a lot of y'all are as well. And so tonight's show is basically going to be centered around, I guess you would say, bringing in the energy of the solstice, as well as also basically giving you some insight on some of the callers' questions, as well as also possibly some light language activations that come through. And for those that are just now tuning in with us and do not know who I am Reverend Bryan Rawls with A Magical Journey. That is www.amagicaljourney.com. That is AMAGICKALJOURNEY.com. I also run the blog www.bryanrawls.com, BRYANRAWLS.com. I am a certified psychic medium with the Certified Psychic Mediums or American Federation of Certified Psychic Mediums Incorporated. I am also a certified Reiki master and 41 different styles of Reiki. I am also a galactic shaman, which basically galactic shaman is a shamanic practitioner that works galactically, not just necessarily planetarily, but we work galactically with all galaxies as well as also planets and beings. I also am a light language speaker. And for those who do not know exactly what light language is a fancy word for speaking in tongues. And yes, humanity, or I guess you would say the New Age, put the word light language on one of the gifts of the Holy Spirit would be speaking in tongues. So do understand that a lot of our New Age stuff, or our stuff that is here in this now moment and in this reality, a lot of our practices and a lot of our techniques are actually really ancient, and it is definitely thick, and it's very thick in history with the tools, techniques, and the practices we have. And the energy here is very, it's very expansion-wise, or expanding as far as with spiritual development, as well as also with the timing as we are actually going into midsummer. And obviously the wheel turns. And for all of you that don't know exactly what the wheel is, it is the wheel of the year, and that is the Celtic wheel of the year. And, excuse me, let me just so the wheel of the year basically is split. And we have midsummer, and then we have, it's basically split in a circle. And there's 8 holidays, Samhain being up at the top, midsummer being at the very bottom. So we are right directly in alignment with the veil being thin. This is another time that the veil is very thin. So a lot of folks do many practices that include, like, waking up on midsummer morning and collecting dew off of plants, or picking or harvesting herbs, and harvesting certain magical items on midsummer. holds great power. And as we as we continue to carry on these traditions, we basically bring the energy fully in, and we allow these energies to basically run or work off of each other. And with the summer solstice, or folks that are familiar with the Wheel of the Year, that would be it would be midsummer. So, and midsummer, and I've actually had two people actually ask me, well, isn't midsummer in July? I was like, no, midsummer's June 21st. And I actually had an argument with these two people trying to get it through their thick head that I know the Wheel of the Year like the back of my hand. And they understood it after I've had to prove them both wrong, because I have practiced this tradition, and I have basically done the midsummer ritual ever since I was 7 years old. So from 7 to 32 years old, you do the math. I know I guess you would say I know my shit. So midsummer is about basically bringing in the hottest of the summer, or the hottest of the heat of summer. Okay, and this is also when the energies of I guess you would say this is also when the energies of the doggone days of summer, or better yet, I guess you would say Sirius comes into play. Okay, this is when the star Sirius and the energies basically kind of allow. Okay, so I just received this from the studio. I want to let everyone know that we are only having radio tonight. So do not try to find me on Facebook Live. The studio is having issues. But we are still having radio tonight, so do not worry. I got all pretty for nothing, but I am still here. But yes, midsummer. So the midsummer energies are definitely ramping up, and the energies are very much intensifying as we speak. And as these energies begin to continue through with bringing through all the solstice transmissions and solstice energies that are available to us, we come into this knowing and this inner, I guess you would say, this inner dialogue with Source and with our soul, and understanding that this is a time of growth and expansion, especially during the summer solstice, as say for instance, like the flowers have already bloomed, and this is the time when herbs and other agriculture is harvested. And well, this is a time when mostly herbs are harvested, not necessarily other agriculture, but mostly herbs. But the whole fact of basically midsummer is that midsummer holds a very special understanding with how the energies of the sun play out. And how the energies of the sun play out is very much similar to basically how it's almost similar to how the energies come into being with the full moon and new moon. You know that the new moon and the full moon have specific energies. So do the sabbats. The sabbats of the wheel of the year have specific energies that correspond with particular understandings in human nature, such as like midsummer, which is also called Litha. We burn a lot of herbs such as like chamomile, signum-foil, elderflower, fennel, lavender, mugwort, thyme, vervain, and these herbs are found a lot during midsummer or Litha, if you know the wheel of the year, as well as also things are activities. Activities are done during solstice, such as taking the old winter solstice wreaths and burning them in the midsummer fire. Also taking all magical sachets from the past year and burning them in the solstice fire and then remaking them. So the energies of the solstice, they hold a very special meaning to me, because I've done a lot of my Will of the Year work with my grandmother, and I told my grandmother before she passed that I would continue the Will of the Year like she did, and basically the Litha, or the midsummer Sabbat, is there's a lot of calling in of I guess you would say calling in the God. I'm basically going to read part of the ritual to you, okay? And this is when I go into circle, and I basically are raising the energies of the god and goddess, and this is where I raise my arms that are open up wide, like the goddess symbol would, and I say, as the sun moves on his course, so the course of life moves closer to death, that life may come again. Soon will the Lord of the corn move into his realm, come the Lord of shadows, but now in the fullness of summer. He shares the joy of his life and his love with all of the earth. And then this is when I would step over to the altar, and I would hold my athame over the vault of over a candle or over the midsummer fire, and I would say, as the god and goddess share their light and life with me, so do I share with others and offer comfort as is meet. And then that's when I would move further in the ritual. And each ritual within the Will of the Year has a different placement, has a different atmosphere, has a different altar, has a different understanding of how it's supposed to be performed or played out. So understanding that these particular ways, they are very ancient and very old, and understanding that these old ancient traditions, they're still alive today, and the reason why they are alive is because they work. Okay, they work. They bring in the seasons. And even though a lot of us probably are thinking, well, where in hell did spring go? Well, spring had kind of like a little short trip, and she checked out and went on vacation a little bit early, and summer came in a little bit on the early side. But of course, so the activities for midsummer or for Litha, if you're familiar with the will of the air. So I usually make a lot of amulets for protection out of herbs that I collect or harvest during midsummer, such as like rue or rowan, and I can make these protection pouches out of like cuts of fabric or little sachet bags, and you would take basically like two or like a sprig or two of rue, and then I use oatmeal. And the reason why I use oatmeal is because oatmeal has a very protective and very foundational energy to it. And plus it's also what holds our communication link with our soul family, because it has a high amount of silica in it. And then I use a pinch of salt and then 2 star anise. And then I tie basically the bag together with red thread and hang this over the entryway to the door. And then after I put in the 2 star anise, I also put in 3 flowers of St. John's wort. And then I hang these on my front entrance and my back entrance. And these protect my doorways. So, and then I take the old amulets or the old sachets, and I burn them in the midsummer fire tomorrow. And then also another tradition of mine is I basically bless the house or use what is called a tool which is called an asperge, and it's basically a tool that is used to sprinkle water or sprinkle water such as like holy water, Florida water, or a floral water, and basically I sprinkled that around the house and whatnot to create a cleansing effect. Also, this is a wonderful time to see fairies. Okay, so what I do here is I soak thyme and olive oil. Okay, I soak thyme and olive oil from the time I wake up to the time the sun goes down. Once the sun goes down, I take that thyme and olive oil and I anoint my eyelid, and then I anoint my third eye. And what that does is that creates a triangular energy in the crown of the head, which connects us to source energy. Because remember, we are creators by design, and creators by design, they can do anything. So what you need to, and remember, it's all about the beliefs and values of what you think and what you know you can do, okay? Because beliefs and values basically hold us together. It holds humanity together. It holds these folks in, or it holds everything in line. And also, I want to let everyone know I am going to get to the callers, but for some reason I have like words that are like just pouring out of my mouth that I guess is kind of like a rant and a rave. So I'm just going to let it go. But I know I got phone callers, so I'm going to get to you very soon. But folks, I know that I have a lot in listen mode. So if you are wanting to speak with me, please press 1 and you'll be in the queue to speak with me. Okay? So to see fairies at night, soak that time from the time that you wake up on midsummer morning or tomorrow morning to the time that you go to bed, and then you take that thyme and olive oil and you anoint your eyelids, and you'll see fairies. Also, some folks make a solar wheel or can make solar wheels. I work with a small solar wheel, and the reason why I work with a small solar wheel is because it's portable. Okay, I'm one of those handy-dandy witches, and I basically work. I work very simple, or I work with the key phrase "kiss." Okay, and the reason why I work it with the key phrase "kiss" is kiss means keep it simple, keep it simple, stupid. Okay, or keep it simple, sweet. Okay. Some folks don't like to use the stupid word. I use either one, but you always want to keep things simplified. You don't want to make things so damn confusing that you have to go out of your way to pinch hair off a black cat turning counterclockwise 9 times. No, very ancient incantations and stuff like that. They hold some things hold certain meanings, like what I just said, like turning counterclockwise 9 times and picking black hair off of a cat. That would be for incantation to draw money or receive luck. But that is only for certain instances. Okay, so it's whatever really works for you. Okay, because remember, it's all about how you expand spiritually by. It's basically on how you seem, how you see the world through your eyes or your perception, okay? And understanding that this perception is basically all about how you see it through your 2 eyes, okay? Because I bet you I can put 10 people in a line, and I can split y'all up 5 and 5. And I could put a red ball in a bag, and I could tell half of you that the ball is red, and half of you that the ball is blue. And I guarantee you that either a lot of you will continue with what you were told by what is true, okay? And that is just by perception, all right? Perception is basically how you perceive things, okay? And I don't know really where that whole perception thing came from and why it was meant to be said like that, but just take it into consideration, okay? So another thing that is done on Litha or Midsummer is we make witches' ladders, okay? Witch ladders are basically 3 strands of 3-foot-long yarn or thread or rope, okay? And we use red, black, and white, okay? Red, black, and white. Basically, red for the energy of source or the energies of power or of passion, and then we have the energy of God or the energy of the masculine, and then we have white, which is the energy of God of the goddess, or we have it the other way around, which some people have other perception, which red meaning goddess, red meaning the goddess, red meaning the goddess, black meaning the god, and white meaning spirit. All right, so it's all about how you see things. Okay, again, perception. All right, and then another midsummer activity that a lot of us do is we burn the Yule wreath in the Litha fire. Okay, so And probably a lot of you are asking, what's the Yule wreath? Well, the wreath that's on your front door during Christmas. I know my grandmother, as well as a lot of my friends' grandmothers, they had a Yule wreath, and I always wondered what they did with it up until time that we got a new one. And I never knew until I was about 8, 9 years old, because I never really paid attention to what was thrown in the fire. And like I said, about 8, 9, 10 years old, I finally figured out what the hell they were finally throwing in that fire. They throw herbs, and we tie bunches of herbs together, as well as also throw our old Yule wreath in the fire. So another thing also that we do is we tie a bunch of fennel with, you can use red string, red yarn, or red thread if you like. But we tie a bunch of fennel with red string and hang this over the door for like long life and protection of home, as well as also high intuition and peaceful home. We also, during midsummer, we harvest herbs such as like St. John's wort, vervain, yarrow, golden seal. All these herbs are harvested during this time. And also, my grandma always told me, look for the fairy folk under an elder tree. Okay? And y'all are probably all like, what the hell is an elder tree? How can I find out what an elder tree is? Well, if you live in the South, it's very easy to find to see an elder tree, because they're like everywhere. And you can ride down the street. You can see the white tufts of flowers hanging off the fern kind of looking leaf of the elder tree. And it's a very beautiful tree, but the witch's rune warns not to burn it. Okay, so I'm going to read the witch's rune to y'all. Okay, and this is one of my favorites. And the reason why it's one of my favorites is because it was actually a song, and it was actually sung to me when I was either being put to sleep, or we would be making stuff in like, say for instance, in the kitchen or whatnot. But let me go by my grandmother's version, because there's many versions, but it's all about how it's okay, or how you perceive is good for you. Okay, because remember, there is many things. There is many interpretations, as well as also many versions of the same thing. Okay, so now, all right, give me just a second. All right, so here is one that is of the witch's the Doreen Valiente's version. And this is Echo, Echo, Azrael, Echo, Echo, Shadiel, Echo, Echo, Hecate, Echo, Echo, Sarunas. Darksome night and shining moon, hearken to this witch's rune. North and east and south and west, attend me here at my behest. By power of earth, air, fire, and sea, be thou all in accord with me. wand and cauldron by candlelight, awaken all ye into life. Censer pentacle and my cord, hearken ye to the ward discord. By power and by spoken word, I charge my spell be cast and heard. Queen of witches, by ringing bell, send your aid unto this spell. Horned hunter of the night, work my will by magic right. By the powers of the land and sea, as I will, so mote it be. By the powers of the moon and sun, as I will, the spell is done. Okay, and that was actually the witch's rune. Now, there is also another version. Okay, and this is called the witch's reed. Okay, and the witch's the Wiccan reed or the witch's reed. All right, and it's abide the Wiccan law you must in perfect love and in perfect trust. And yea, you must live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Cast a circle thrice about to keep unwelcome spirits out. To bind a spell well every time, let the spell be spoken in rhyme. Soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little and listen much. Disloyal go by waxing moon, chanting out the Siags and Wiccan runes. Widdershins go by waning moon, chanting out by baneful tune. When the lady's moon is new, kiss the hand to her times two. When the moon rides at her peak, then thou heart's desire seek. Heed the north wind's mighty gale, lock the door and trim the sail. When the wind comes from the south, love will kiss thee on the mouth. When the wind blows from the west, departed spirits have no rest. When the wind blows from the east, expect the new and set the feast. 9 winds in the cauldron go, burn them fast and burn them slow. Elder be the lady's tree, burn it not, or cursed thou be. When the wheel begins to turn, let the Beltane fires burn. When the wheel has turned to Yule, let the log, or light the log, and the horn one rules. Heed young flower, bush, and tree, by the lady blessed be. When the rippling waters go, cast a stone, and truth thou know. And when you have a hold and need, hearken not to others' greed. With a fool no season spend, lest ye be counted as her friend. Merry meet and merry part, bright the cheeks and warm the heart. Mind the threefold law you should, 3 times bad and 3 times good. When misfortune is enow, wear the witch's star on thy brow. True in love forever be, at least thy lover's false to thee. 8 words the Wiccan readeth fulfill, ya harm none, do as thy will. Okay, and that was the Wiccan read. Those 2 that I just recited were ones that were recited to me either when I was trying to go to sleep when I was a baby or a youngster, or those were ones that I would hear in the household very like all the time, like very, very seldom did I not hear them. So they are very almost drilled into my head, but also they have old, or they are written in Old English. So to make sure that you pronounce them correctly, you have to read them, or you have to read them, or have to have a cheat sheet to read them, or I do, because I am so 21st century with my vocabulary. So, anyways, so enough with my my yicking or yabbing my mouth and letting y'all in on a little history of why the solstice is so important to me. But I do want to go to the phone callers, because I do know that there are a lot of phone callers that are trying to get on. So we are going to go to the phone list, and our first phone caller is Donna from California and 805.
Hi, this is Donna. How are you?
Hey, Donna, how are you? And what can I help you with today?
Well, it's about my finances. You know, I'm getting a letter and calls because I owe a credit card company money from a long, long time ago, and all of a sudden they're hounding me. And I've been paying off the other ones, but I just can't afford it with that. And I just wanted to know, do you see any money coming my way in a job or a windfall or something?
Okay. All right. So take some deep breaths in for me. Tasina ashantara hetara ki atara hayatoro roshandere si sandra siati. Okay, so you have a lot of choices that are getting ready to present themselves to you. All right, these choices are basically going to be your breakthrough that kind of gives you your cushion or your security. All right, they're showing this in, okay, so they're showing this in 1, 2, 3. All right, so they're showing this in less than 3 weeks from now. All right, so all of this is. It seems as if all this is going to eventually kind of go into where you get that I guess you would say that nice refreshing breath of fresh air. It's almost like a weight lifted off your shoulders. So I do see that the debt is cleared. Also, now I know this is totally off the subject, and you can take it or leave it, but I gotta say it, or they're going to continue to bug me until I open up my mouth. But your third eye chakra is undergoing very intense downloads and up-leveling. Now, do you lead a spiritual life?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so your third eye or your inner eye, well, I'm going to say your third eye and your fourth eye. Your third eye is your third eye in between the eyebrows, and then you have a fourth eye where your head puts off when you're a baby. So what's happening here is you are receiving codes that are coming into your fourth eye, hitting your pineal gland, and then beaming out the third eye chakra, which is intensifying and up-leveling your third eye chakra and the colors and the energies and the fractals of light that are going through the third eye. So what I want you to do is I want you to take some deep breaths in. I'm going to bring in some energy real quick for this. And then we will, and then we will stabilize your energy code. So take some deep breaths in.
Okay.
Orendes richiando rekeshkata. Inumo kuraste sianda akin. Orapotu unakta araste esenu. Ruumba akande. Ido mokure estambo kure esheni haraya de eniak. Rokunde eniaste de dur amba. Edaki in deletion.
And deep breath in. Okay, God. So bring that energy up in through your root chakra, in through your sacral, up through your solar, into your heart, into your throat, into your third eye, spinning around the third eye, up into the crown chakra, doubling back into the fourth eye where your head was off when you were a baby, beaming down into the pineal gland, all the way down the Shoshana, activating the 8-cell blueprint at the perineum, and take some deep breaths in. All right, so you're going to feel you may feel a twinge of a headache tomorrow morning when you wake up, and it's just due to the solstice energy. All right, so do not worry, and also you are going to be working spiritually or energetically with some Time Lords. Okay. Now, I don't know the extent of this work with these Time Lords, but it seems as if you're going to help bring in the next record.
The next one?
The next record. Okay. So, all right. So let me fill you in with the upcoming next record, and I'm gonna make it real quick. Okay. So we are currently in. So we currently have the Akashic records open. We also have the Book of Sahara open. So we also have 10 other books that are getting ready to open over the next 10 years, and they will open up on winter solstice of every year for the next 10 years because Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus will go in and out of Taurus for the next 10 years up until 2018. So or 2028, from 2018 to 2028 over this 10-year course period, we're going to have another 10 records open up. As these 10 records open up, it's going to change the perception of humanity. And as it changes the perception of humanity, it's going to change the way that human creation or human species are designed.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? And you're going to help with the anchoring of the next record.
Oh, good.
Okay, and the next record's name has not been revealed yet. Usually the reveal happens either right directly after the summer solstice or close to the winter solstice. So be prepared that when you hear the next record's name, you will feel that click, okay, and that's when you'll get that pressing or that pressingness that you have to be in a certain frequency or a certain energy at that certain time on winter solstice of this year.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I hope that helps you, Donna. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we have some readings getting ready to come up.
Okay.
Do we? Are you the Donna that just purchased? Or am I getting a Donna mixed up?
Yeah, because I don't have any money right now.
Okay. All right. Well, your energy felt familiar, but it could be due to one of our past lives. But do know that the debt and the job will be coming into play in the next 3 weeks.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you so much. So appreciate it.
You are very welcome, Donna, and thank you so much. You too, sweetie. Bye-bye. Okay. So we are moving on along, and I know that I'm going to try to get to as many folks as I possibly can. And I know y'all people are probably being like, well, then shut up and just take us. So I'm going to go on and go into the next phone call, which is 775. 775, first name and question, please.
It's Linnell. How are you?
Hello, Linnell. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm so glad I got home to get on and chat with you. I loved listening to your spells. That was so cool.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So what can I help you with tonight?
How about a self-empowering chant to continue on my correct path? Because I'm really
all right.
Right now. I'm so happy.
So what we are going to do here is, let's see.
Thank you.
All right. All right, and I'm just saying exactly what they want me to do here. All right, so I have a light language blessing for you, and I want you to just take some deep breaths in, and I am going to bring you this blessing. And deep breath. Okay.
Rendere sia torre candori papande asandoro opunde le siambok uraste estendia. Vede ka arraste endelato. Robogun dele separi e kendeles. Doroku urrata anda araste estendelia kamai. Vero mokura stambare astansendo. Bomba candele ando oppur. Dero mokura stendere sia poco dewa. Dina mokur. Rinne sorin, rapatacahino o pura apande elesiot, pretain e candere e shatore andaya, de sanroku urata, ande e keti, rocote e la standara si san acasia, toro o condewa, vocunde elesis, juton vocrate en delecision, o cote en la Rate en delesi con ora asta. Venna makaayate ediasta. Zembaruku onde ombai otori. And deep breath in and bring that energy up and through your root chakra, in through your sacral, up through your solar, in through your heart, all right, and up into the throat, into the third eye, down into the well of dreams, up and out the crown chakra, doubling back into the fourth eye where your head to off when you're a baby. All right, and down into the pineal gland, all the way down the Sushumna, activating the 8-cell blueprint, and preparing in. Take a deep breath in. All right, and
Wow.
Okay. So I have another. I have a quick protection for you. Okay, and I don't know exactly what this protection is for, but I'm just going to say the quick spell to you. Mistress of the gentle rain, master of the storm, guard against the ill and bane, shield me from the harm, and wildfire flies through the air, and rain drops fiercely blast. Keep our loved ones in your care till the storm is past. Wind, wind, guard thy kin, flame, flame, do not maim. Rain, rain, leave amain. Earth, earth, guard my worth. And as I will it, so mote it be. And take some deep breaths in. Okay, and I guess that was a protection chant of some sort for protection, I guess to protect the blessing and to protect the flow and the unifying field of the blessing. So allow that blessing to kind of permeate throughout your body, and thank you for calling in, Linnell.
Beautiful, thank you. That was perfect. You are wonderful.
Thank you so very much.
You are.
And you have a beautiful, beautiful evening.
You too, darling. We'll chat soon.
All right, darling. Much love, much love.
Much love. Blessings back.
Thank you, sweetie. Okay, my folks. So we have like 10 minutes remaining before the ending of the Magical Journey show for the evening. But I want to make a couple announcements for the remaining time of the show, and I want to let everyone know that the solstice transmission is going to be coming in tomorrow. I will be in ritual for most of the day and probably half the evening, or in ceremony, ritual, or whatever you want to call it. So, so do know that if you are signing up to participate in the transmission, you are more than welcome to go to my blog and sign up for the solstice activation, and it's a gateway activation, and it's also basically a gateway activation to basically pass through the middle half of Sahara. And as we pass through this middle half of Sahara, we heard Sahara last time during the new moon, actually in English. So totally tripped me out, and I listen to her every day. So I know that everyone that participated in last new moon in 22 degrees Gemini was thrilled when they received that transmission. So if you missed it, it is available on MP3 at www.amagicaljourney.com, as well as also it is available. And you can purchase it for $25, and you can email me, and I will send it directly to you if you do not go by the website. Also do know that tomorrow, if you are going to harvest any midsummer morning dew, you make sure that you wake up before the sun rises and gather your dew, even if the sun is just on the rising or getting ready to rise. Go get you a medicine dropper or a syringe, and get you a little oil dram or a little old container, and get you some midsummer dew, because believe me, that stuff comes in handy. I know I'm going to be probably hunting morning dew for probably a couple hours in the morning. So I hope all of y'all will join me in spirit and basically collect some dew with me. So yes, that is always was one of my favorite. That was always one of my favorite times when me and my grandma would wake up in the early morning on midsummer morning and go outside and fiddle with her flowers, deadhead, stuff like that, and also the morning dew. And I have done it for almost 11 years by myself now, but I do know that every time that I walk, or every time on midsummer morning that I walk outside and go to collect that dew, I know that that very wise old lady is with me, and I do want everyone to know that that very wise old lady still channels through me to this day. So if you're looking for some wise words of wisdom, and you're looking to connect to a real Romanian gypsy, then My grandmother is the one. Now, I do want to let everyone know that anyone that is new to listening to me tonight and is or actually is currently listening to me, whether they're new or whether they're old and have listened to me for a while. For folks that have listened to tonight's session or tonight's radio show. Tonight's radio show, basically, if you mention 6/20/2018, you can get the special price of a 30-minute reading for $50 or a 60-minute reading for $100. Okay, but that is only if you mention 6/20/2018. All right, and you have to mention it to me, not to my assistant, not in an email, but you have to mention it to me, and I have to hear it come out of your mouth. Okay, that's the stipulation of the price. So if you want to take advantage of those prices and you want to grab a hold of some very interesting wisdom, you can call my office and you can say 6/20/2018, and my number is, everyone get your pencils ready, 586-659-9620. Again, that is 586-659-9620. Okay, so we're coming to the end, and I'm going to give my contact information one last time for everyone, and then I'm going to say my goodbyes. So my contact information is office number 586-659-9620, website www.amagicaljourney.com, AMAGICKALJOURNEY.com, blog www.bryanrawls.com, BRYANRAWLS.com. Also, if anyone is booking sessions or have already purchased sessions and are needing to book, please email my assistant at thesilverwhisper@gmail.com. That is ThesilverWhisper@gmail.com. That is my assistant, Carrie. She will schedule your appointment, and we are now going to say our goodbyes. I would like to thank all of the callers for calling in this evening. I would like to thank all of the listeners, and I would like to also apologize about the live video feed not being able to work this evening. So I apologize about that. You have a wonderful evening, Linnell. Thank you so much. And much love to all of you. And I love each and every one of you deeply. And thank you, Tiffany White Sage Woman, for producing the Magical Journey show. The Magical Journey show, or Magical Journey, would not be a magical journey without you. And I would like to thank all of the callers, clients, and listeners, and video viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let angel wings guide your dreams. Blessed be, and namaste. Happy Solstice.